A late Leicester winner, top four domination, Wesley, Worldies and Rising Tide at the bottom. Here are the latest EFL Championship hot takes. Top four wins galore. The absurdly high standard at the top of the table just continues. And for the first time this season, all four of Leicester, Ipswich, Leeds and Southampton all won on the same day. Congratulations, Leeds, who now move on to the 2 points per game standard. We could have Southampton join them next week with a win to create an awesome foursome of 2 points per game. Just frantic and impressive points scoring. 2 points per game, though, doesn't have you top at the moment. Leicester are 8 points above that level and scored a dramatic late 2-1 win at West Brom to confirm it. The Baggies had got themselves an 88th minute equaliser and were piling on the pressure to try and snatch the win when they got caught themselves by a breakaway Harry Winks goal in the 93rd minute. Amazingly significant goal, that one. If it hadn't gone in and everyone else had won, we'd be sat here saying Leicester are stumbling, the Wolves are closing in, but it did go in and the narrative transforms. Fine margins. Ipswich beat Coventry 2-1 to complete their bounce-back week after losing last Saturday. We've said the home games are vital for Town, and it is a 6 points picked up midweek and yesterday. Wes Burns, what can I say? What a goal to put Ipswich 2 up. That's 3 games of that hateful 8 ticked off at 2 points per game for Town, and now a week to psych themselves up for a gargantuan 3-game week facing Borough, Watford away from home, and then the East Anglian derby at Portman Road against Norwich. Leeds, as we said, cruise on to the 2 points per game mark. Normally, they'd be comfortably in the top 2, if not top, with that record. But as we've said repeatedly, Leicester and Ipswich's start has been anything but normal. It's the first 10 at Ellen Road unbeaten for Leeds. 9 wins in 12 now, thanks to this bonkers 5-goal first half 3-2 win over Borough. The incredible front four filled their boots once again. Another 3 goals added, and the running total for goal contributions from Rutter, James Pirro and Somerville now combines to a mind-boggling 44. Southampton completed the 4-for-4 for the top 4. Saints go 11 undefeated now with a 2-0 win over Cardiff, and the double for Adam Armstrong puts him on to 12 for the season. If you're a Southampton fan, you'd probably want to crack at one of the top 3 teams right now in this vein of form to take some points out of them, but that's going to have to wait until the final 10 games of the season. Fascinating stuff. Let's round this up, not by talking about the gaps, but by crediting all 4 teams. Southampton projecting 89, Leeds 92, Ipswich 108, Leicester 111 points. Now, you might see a YouTuber with millions of subscribers and views a week driving a Bentley. It's a bit more modest, I have to say, when you're covering the Championship. So if you can find a few quid each month to support over on Patreon or by hitting the join button here, you are making the world of difference for myself, Shaylee and Enid. Chasing pack. Fairly quiet in terms of chasing pack wins, so we'll focus on a really good day for Watford. They won their 3rd game in 4 up at Hull 2-1, and nobody around them picked up a win. I should say I'm talking before Bristol City have played Norwich on Sunday lunchtime, which could potentially change that. Don't think there's anything else to mention from that Watford game, is there? No, you're not falling for that, are you? A magnificently ridiculous winning goal from centre-back Wesley Hoyt, lobbing the keeper from miles out to join Wes Burns for the Wes double of absolute worldies this weekend. Millwall and Sunderland drew 1-1 at the Den. Beautiful cushion volley by Nisbet. Clark's equaliser from the spot, his 10th of the season, but plenty to debate around the subjectivity of the decision. Easy for me to say, to give a foul for that one. As I mentioned, Bristol City and Norwich play today, and City could potentially, Bristol City that is, jump up 6 places with the right result. Otherwise, Watford and Sunderland both 3 points off the playoffs, with Watford doing a very good job reeling in Hull, who currently occupy that 6th place spot. Bit of a frustrating day for me on the FanHub app yesterday, I have to say. 10 out of 11 on the predict lineup feature, typical. Couldn't get the Ipswich right back correct, could I? That is a recurring theme for me. My FanHub 5's bit ruined by 2 of the games being postponed, but then, frankly, I only got 1 of the other 3 games outcomes correct. Thank you, Oxford United, for saving me there. Get involved yourself, download the app. You're going to need my golden ticket code to jump the queue though. That is Ben-CU7. Rising tide. Is the narrative changing at the bottom of the table? I'd settled into a position of the bottom 4 are a lot worse than everyone else. For frankly the past 5 or 6 weeks I've been saying that. Has that changed this past week though? Bit of a rising tide in the bottom 4. The biggest take a bow has got to go to QPR, who have doubled their win total for the season across this past week. The second win in 4 days came up at Preston in a freezing cold Friday night game. Rangers won 2-0, and for the first time in forever we saw that Chair-Willock combo that has devastated opponents in the Championship in days gone by. Problem for QPR though is that Huddersfield have stuck 5 points on the board this week too. They followed up that midweek win at Sunderland with a 1-1 draw at Swansea. Could have been another 3 points though, as Swansea's equaliser from Charlie Patino came in the 94th minute. That means there's still a 4-point gap between Huddersfield and the drop zone. And below QPR, there were more points scored too. Strange old week this one. Rotherham went to Birmingham and got a point in a pretty forgettable sounding 0-0 draw. Surely we're getting a new Millers manager soon. Nathan Jones was a spectator at the game for what that's worth, although the way Birmingham have gone so far under Wayne Rooney, if any manager out of a job wants to wait a little longer at the moment, that Birmingham job might come up before long too. Right at the bottom, Sheffield Wednesday finally moved on to double figures for points for the season. And if you told me they'd take 4 points from these past 2 games against Leicester and Blackburn, I'd be raising both eyebrows for sure. Wednesday beat Rovers 3-1. Yes, we did get the customary Sammy Szmodic goal for the visitors, but the game was settled with one of those lovely tension-killing breakaway deciders from Josh Windass. So, look, there's still a hell of a lot to do for the sides in that bottom 4, but they've actually started to show us the beginnings of some sort of forward momentum over this past week. We hadn't seen that previously. That makes the late goal in our last game all the more significant as Plymouth beat Stoke 2-1 at Home Park. If Adam Randell hadn't scored his 97th minute winner, Argyle would have been 5 positions lower, and as it happens, the team that they defeated, Stoke, are in that spot 1 place above the bottom 4. No surprises from Argyle. They've scored 19 of their 22 points at home. No surprises from Stoke either at the moment. A horrific 0-point 3-game week for the Potters. There you go. That's the latest Championship hot takes. Let me know your views in the comments on that high-scoring automatic promotion race, who might come out of the chasing pack, and a potential rising tide at the bottom. Who knows? Stick with the channel. Click up here to see the latest Championship check-in podcast, an hour of EFL talk from me and Sam Parkin from Thursday night.